we did ask Kirk after the game if he, with the bye week coming up, do you think about going in a different direction? And coach can speak to this too, but you have to evaluate your players on how they play, but also what you see in practice every day. And that's kind of where he defaults to, is what he's seen in practice every day is that Deacon is the right guy that he thinks he should put out there. So that's kind of where he came down on it again tonight, was that's the guy for him. Now, will they look at some different things during this bye week? Maybe. I mean, you got an opportunity to go to a Joe Labus maybe and say, hey, if you can light it on fire here in this week, we're going to give you a shot. But
can I just ask a question, Tom?
Sure.
And I want to ask it to you, and then I'll get Don's opinion. What is so criminal about giving a guy a drive? What is so criminal about, even, I don't care if it's Joe Labus or Marco Lainez saying, hey, we're going to give you one drive against whoever they played. Is it Illinois? I don't even know who they play next in 2 weeks. Whoever they play, give them a drive. We watched Jeff Brom's Purdue Boilermakers come into Iowa City a couple of years back, put a beat down on the Hawks with 3 different quarterbacks. Why is that so criminal? Why can you start a guy acknowledging that he won in practice, but we're going to give a couple of guys a chance to shine in a game?
When you're deathly afraid of a guy turning the ball over.
But Deacon Hill turned it over 3 times today.
I know he did.
And that argument held up last week, but not this week.
That cost him 6 points.
Yeah.
And cost him the game. It did. It cost him 6 points. Deacon didn't take care of the football. And
I understand Kirk's reasoning. Tom, you said it last week. That's exactly what Kirk brought it when the question was asked last week.
Uh-huh.
Well, he didn't turn the ball over, and that's priority number one. Well, that's not he didn't fulfill that criteria today, and it's nothing against Deacon. I have nothing against Deacon.
Here's my view on Kirk. Kirk wants this quarterback position to be almost a do no harm position instead of go out and win game position.
Absolutely.
That's kind of where I'm viewing him right now, where he's at in the quarterback position. Don, I'd love to get your thoughts.
Well, let's face it. We had some issues with pass protection today, too.
Yes.
But it begs the question, would you be better off if you could have a more athletic QB that maybe has a better chance to avoid a pass rush? And the answer is, yeah, that would help. That'd be helpful. Absolutely. If we could find a guy that could extend plays, and is there any doubt? I would suspect most people would say, well, I don't know about our freshman, but Joey Labus, isn't he a little more athletic in terms of avoiding a pass rush than Deacon? Well, I guess it's hard for us to know because we haven't had a look at Joey Labus lately, but let's face it, that's not Deacon's strength.
Yeah.
He's got a really, really strong arm. But it's difficult for him to avoid a pass rush. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
So, Don, is your thoughts on the potential of playing multiple quarterbacks? You've praised Jeff Brom doing that. I know back in 2021. Is that a
Here's the point I've made before, Corey, and Purdue's a great example of that. There was no doubt that day they had one job description for the starter. I can't recall his name. Tom probably remembers.
Probably O'Connell.
Who was it?
Aiden O'Connell. You're talking about 2021?
O'Connell, yes. O'Connell, kind of a traditional pocket passer, not a very good runner, but an excellent passer. They had a set of plays for him. Then they had a different set of plays for the other 2 quarterbacks. And I'm confident those other 2 quarterbacks, when they went on the field, they knew the plays we're going to run are those same 5 plays we practiced this week. That's it. You're going to have a limited role, but it's going to be a complementary role to that of Aiden O'Connell. My point being, one thing you could do with another quarterback is have a handful of plays, no more than that, for one or the other, and simply insert him into the game. And maybe it's in the middle of the second quarter, and maybe those plays have some success. Let's face it, those are the plays that best suit his skill set anyway. Not to mention you've got the element of surprise because they don't know what those plays might be. And as a result of that, they're going to have to spend a little bit of time at halftime, not just talking about how to defend Deacon Hill, but how to defend Joey Labus, because maybe we're going to see Labus again in the second half. That's another argument for going with the Purdue model and playing a second or even a third quarterback.
Yeah, those other quarterbacks were the Plummer kid, and then I think it was Tyler Burton was the kid's name at Purdue. Those were the three guys that they played. And Burton was kind of like this runner quarterback. He was
Correct.
a man a lot. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm just curious, like, Tom, I know we're not there every day. I know Marco Lainez just got there. But is there not any ability to be creative and say to a true freshman, hey, we got 4 games with you anyways. Let's get a few plays in here and see what he can do. And, hey, protect the football. That's obviously priority number 1. We're going to keep that consistent regardless of who's got the football.